Hello, folks. Normally, I try not to do a lot of. Just turn on my desktop. I didn't. Fuck, no, I can't. Shit. Normally, I don't. I try not to do a lot of. I don't know what the fuck. I try not to do a lot of depressing stuff. I mean, obviously, a lot of my channel is fueled by my own problems, and generally, I don't. I don't know. Generally, I don't. I'm trying to avoid that lately. I do still take a satirical stance on some of the shit that's been going on in my life, or I will at least talk about some of the things that's going on around me, because I feel like that stuff is important. It does help fuel my my creativity and drive me to create as much as I do. A good friend of mine was just found dead. And he and I were quite close, although both of us suffering with depression, it was impossible to have that drive to get out of the house and see each other. And he came to see me a couple of times. I came to see him recently. We had a group chat with another friend of ours that was like our support group, because we're all dealing with depression. We're all trying to, you know, fight the demons, as it were. And he messaged the group on Monday. With what should have come across to me as a suspect thing to say. I didn't think about it too much. I guess we were always kind of on the edge. The phone is so slow. Motherfucker. Anyways. He sent us a message saying, hey boys, I miss y'all. I hope you're all well. I didn't see it until about 12 hours later. Where I responded with, likewise, I miss you too. And that was also the last day he posted on Facebook. He was amazing. He was such a good guy, and like any of us, he had his issues. And as far as I knew, he had been getting treatment, and last time I saw him, he scared me. He was unstable. I tried to help him. It didn't I guess didn't take. In the background is his music, actually. He's God, he's on SoundCloud on Cheetah Cheeks. Listen to all of his songs. He was doing so well, and I thought he was getting better. I don't know if it ever gets better. If anyone out there is feeling the same way, as he did, you know, like you're lost, like there's no one there for you. Whatever it is, you gotta talk to someone. You have to open up to someone about these problems, and it doesn't always help, but if you're not, even if you're not, you've got to be there for people, and you've got to be listening to them. Because I know that even no matter how much I was there for him, or how much Brandon was, it wasn't enough, and he needed real support and a real network of friends to help him through. And two empty wells in his life who had exhausted all they had to offer in their daily lives could barely sustain him, and in the end, I guess we weren't enough. And that's why I try to reach out to people as much as I can, and try to keep my network of friends alive. And I had to break it off with another friend today. I don't usually remove people from my life, but it was somebody I knew I couldn't open up to, and who had been abusive to me and had driven me to the brink of suicide. And I needed to end it. I needed to have my space, and I couldn't deal with seeing that person online and knowing I couldn't talk to them after all we'd been through together. And I know Andy probably had the same sort of things going in his life. I don't know if he ever really understood how much I cared about him. He was, I told him constantly that I looked up to him, that he was an inspiration to me in a certain way. It was weird. He just had this outlook. He was super intelligent. I mean, I couldn't believe it when I met him. But he was a smart kid and super funny, and I mean, he was always making jokes. He's always had this like silly, sarcastic sense of humor. Cracked me up all the time. I was like, even with all the time I've spent, you know, writing comedy or doing this show or whatever, I always like, anytime I was around him, I felt like I was I was dwarfed by his comic genius. This dude was awesome, and it hit me really hard today. I don't know. It's probably gonna take me a while to get over it. I really hope that his family is okay, and I don't know how much they knew about what went on. It was it's always hard to tell with situations like this, but I only met his family once. They seemed great. Well, that was forever ago, buddy. So, like I said, reach out to people that you care about, and make sure that you're always there to listen to them. And I personally, I don't ever turn my back on someone. I always want to be able to be there for someone, because sometimes you have no one you can turn to, and I will always be there for someone, regardless of who they are. I don't hold grudges. I just try to be human, and I try to be compassionate. I'm not perfect, but I just at least try to, I guess, treat others the way I'd want to be treated in all aspects of life. So, here's to you, Aeon. That's what he wanted to be called. People wouldn't let him. Here's to you, Aeon. Miss you like crazy, man. Okay, I can't. I don't think I can do this anymore. Bye. Thanks for watching.